During Sweat here, with a video comparing TrainerRoad Virtual Power and Zwift ZPower when using a wheel-on trainer with speed and cadence sensors. I'd been using a wheel-on trainer, the Kurt Kinetic Road Machine, and TrainerRoad for many years. Now what about the Kurt Kinetic Road Machine? As I mentioned, I've been using it for years, putting on thousands of virtual kilometers. It has good road feel because of the heavy flywheel, and it's relatively quiet. Now what about measuring power using a speed sensor? Is it accurate? Most of what I've read suggested that the power reading using a speed sensor is somewhat lower than if you used a power meter. But it is precise. That is, the reading is repeatable if you use the same resistance setting. I use 3 1/4 turns after the roller makes contact with the tire. And use the same tire pressure. I use 100 psi and use the same tire. And I've consistently used a Continental GP 4000S tire. And there's a well-established power curve between speed and the power output of the Kurt Kinetic Road Machine. Here I'm showing both the formula in imperial units with power in watts and speed in miles per hour, and metric, power in watts again, with speed in kilometers per hour. I've been using TrainerRoad for years for training, and then doing group rides with my cycling club several times each week, as well as other events. Last year with COVID, all our group rides were shut down, as well as other events, and I decided I needed to find an alternative, and signed up for Zwift. And now I'm riding on Zwift more often than I did with my cycling club. But then I got asking myself, how does TrainerRoad Virtual Power and Zwift ZPower compare? And I decided that I ought to do a test. So I'll tell you about my results. But before I do, if you've been watching my videos, why not subscribe to my channel, Endurance Sweat? Okay, let's get right to it. So here's the test that I did. Using TrainerRoad, I did the Carson workout and recorded it on my laptop using an Ant doggle to pick up the signal from the Garmin speed sensor. And at the same time, I logged on to Zwift on an iPad mini, and using a North Pole Engineering cable device to convert the Ant Plus signals to Bluetooth, I recorded the ride on Zwift. Let's look at the results, starting from the left-hand side. TrainerRoad Virtual Power was 120 watts, compared to ZPower of 80 watts. In the next set of bars, TrainerRoad Virtual Power 196 watts compared to 165 watts for ZPower, and 243 watts compared to 210 watts. Then let's look at the bars on the right-hand side. TrainerRoad Virtual Power 255 watts compared to ZPower of 220 watts. And TrainerRoad Virtual Power 260 watts compared to ZPower of 230 watts. So you can see that TrainerRoad Virtual Power was consistently higher than ZPower. Both TrainerRoad and Zwift say they've tested the trainers to determine the power output at different speeds, but somehow they come up with different power readings for the same trainer speed. I also had a look at the power output using the Kurt Kinetic Road Machine formula compared to the TrainerRoad Virtual Power, and you can see the results are virtually identical. So TrainerRoad stays true to the Kurt Kinetic formula, whereas Zwift deviates significantly. Overall, I found Zwift Power reads about 85% of TrainerRoad Virtual Power. For example, 210 watts compared to 240 watts. Now, I don't have a power meter, so I really can't tell you which one is more accurate, TrainerRoad Virtual Power or ZPower. All I can say is that ZPower seems to be about 85% of the TrainerRoad Virtual Power, or about 30 watts less. Now, I've since gotten a smart trainer, and my subjective sense is that TrainerRoad Virtual Power is closer to reality. But I acknowledge that I'm probably biased. Going forward, I'll be doing most of my trainer riding on my smart trainer, but I still will ride the Kinetic road machine from time to time. I've had it so long, it's like a good friend, and I'm not about to let it go anytime soon. I hope you found this video to be interesting, and if you have, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel Endurance Sweat. And while you're at it, click on the notification bell. So long from Endurance Sweat. Train hard and have fun.